Has the big dance turned into the big upset? Well, there's been 18 upsets so far, and I'm here to rank them. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I do videos just like this every single day. Sometimes college football and sometimes college basketball. It truly does look like the big dance has turned into the big upset. 18 upsets so far. So I'm here to rank them from number 18 to number 1. Here we go. Starting at the bottom. Tied for 18th. In round 1, Oklahoma beats Missouri 72-68 as a 1-point underdog. A mild upset. Tied with them in 18th place, staying in round 1, Florida over Virginia Tech 75-70. Still just a mild upset. 1-point underdog. Now we jump up to 16th place since there was a tie for 18th. This was actually a play-in game. Texas Southern over Mount St. Mary's 60-52. They were a 1.5-point underdogs. Number 15, a round 1 game. Wisconsin over North Carolina 85-62. They were a 2-point underdog, so still just a mild upset. Number 14 on this list, another play-in game. UCLA over Michigan State 86-80. They were a 2.5-point underdog. The 13th biggest upset in the dance so far, a round 1 game. Syracuse over San Diego State 78-62. And Syracuse was a 3-point underdog. Number 10 on this list, another play-in game. Norfolk State over Appalachian State 54-53. And they were a 3.5-point underdog. Tied with them for 10th place. Round 1 game. Maryland over UConn 63-54. Also a 3.5-point underdog. And yet there's a third matchup that was tied for 10th place. A round 1 game between UCLA and BYU. UCLA beats BYU 73-62 as a 3.5-point underdog. Number 9 on this list is actually a round 2 matchup. Syracuse over West Virginia 75-72. And Syracuse was a 4-point underdogs. Number 8 on this list, a round 2 matchup. Oregon State over Oklahoma State 80-70. They were a 6-point underdog, so that's a moderate upset. We have a 2-way tie for 6th place. A round 2 matchup between Loyola Chicago and Illinois, with Loyola Chicago beating Illinois 71-58, and they were a 7-point underdog. That's a moderate upset. Tied with them is a round 1 matchup. Ohio upsets Virginia 62-58. They were also a 7-point underdogs. Number 5 on this list, a round 1 matchup. North Texas beating Purdue 78-69 as a 7.5-point favorite. That's a substantial upset right there. Now we see the underdog role getting bigger as far as how many points their opponent was favored over them. 7.5. That's getting up there. 2-way tie for 3rd place. The first one, a round 1 matchup. Oregon State over Tennessee 70-56 as an 8.5-point underdog. That's a pretty big upset right there. Tied with them, also a round 1 matchup. Abilene Christian over Texas 53-52. They also were a 8.5-point favorite. Then the top 2. Believe it or not, it's the same team. Number 2 on this list, a round 2 matchup. Oral Roberts over Florida 81-78 as a 9-point underdog. That's a pretty big upset. But the number 1 upset in the big dance so far belongs to Oral Roberts. Round 1 matchup. Oral Roberts beats Ohio State 75-72 as a 16-point underdog. That is a massive upset. So, if your team has been upset in the big dance, don't worry, it could be worse. Unless you're Ohio State, y'all have suffered the biggest upset of the big dance this year. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.